I think our storm is obedience. How we started our relationship off and dating and getting married.
We were trying to do things our own way and confiding in our own
Desires.
ways and desires. That's the best way to put it. Was the plan. We're going to get married kind of the way we wanted to and do things the way we wanted to, and
God was just going to come right alongside of us.
and we were dating, and of course we went down the road of premarital sex, and we decided that living together was going to be the best option to
Save money for the wedding.
We were trying to come.
Well, Michael, he had come here and he had picked up the premarital packet, and my parents were very staunch supporters of premarital counseling. And my parents are a blended family, and so my dad was like, I think this will be really helpful. It's not to figure out whether or not you want to marry him, it's just to kind of see what's up ahead. And so we were always open to that. But when he went and got the packet and he brought it back to my apartment, and he started reading through the things that we would have to do, and he got to abstinence. I was like, we can toss that out right now because that's just ridiculous. And so he threw it away. And we continued to plan our wedding. We had everything dialed in except for somebody to marry us. We came to church one Sunday, and we had the ignorant courage to go up to Pastor Ed at the end of the service, and we asked him, do you know of any pastors who would be willing to marry us, but we're not really interested in doing the premarital counseling? So if you could, guide us in that right direction. And thank God that he wasn't judgmental or, condemning about it. But we were just really kind of brazen about asking it. And he said, or you can do it the way that the creator of the universe has designed it for you. And he said, I'd be happy to counsel you after you got married. And I'm thinking, I don't want to do counseling after we get married. What's that about, And we didn't get the answer we were looking for. I don't know what we were really expecting.
Everything that we were doing, trying to move in together, wasn't working. We were trying to get bills transferred and do, just the little things that you do when you're moving into an apartment or a home or renting or whatever, and none of that stuff was working. There was one roadblock after the next, and God kept trying to tell us, you need to think about what you're doing, you need to think about the way I want you to do it, and we just kept trying to do it our own way. But
it was arguing back and forth about, well, are we supposed to do it this way? I think we knew we were supposed to, but we didn't want to. Yeah. I didn't want to stop having sex.
I didn't want to be, I don't think I wanted to be counseled, premarital counseling, who needs that? And you don't see the value of those things because when you're not trying to live in the Word. Well, we got first of all, we got down to the wedding, and here we were
we were bitter.
Two bitter people.
Angry couple standing in the midst of this woman's happiest day of her life, and we're just in the corner. We're not speaking to each other.
We were mad.
We yelled for 2 hours.
I guess in my mind I said, yeah, all or nothing, and that's how I am. I'm kind of an all or nothing person.
But that's how the Lord wants you to be. He doesn't want you to be lukewarm. He doesn't want you to be on the fence. You're either with him or you're not.
Yeah.
And we weren't, and we didn't really want to be. It was that obedience of doing what we wanted to do versus what he wanted us to do. When we stopped focusing on ourselves and what we wanted physically from one another and had to invest in each other spiritually as a human being, and as Michael as the future leader of our home and me as his helper, that everything, all the bitterness and the resentment and everything just dissipated. It's not following your heart, it's following what the Lord's word says. And it's not going to match what you want if your will is not aligned with his. It's going to be contradictory to yours, and it's going to be convicting.
It's a way of life that God is trying to protect us from ourselves.
There's blessings in it.
Absolutely.
Because there were not blessings when we were pushing it for ourselves, but the minute we really submitted to him, everything fell in line. All the stuff that Michael was trying to transfer to my apartment easily transferred back to his. There were no hiccups, no roadblocks. We stopped fighting. There were blessings with that.
And there have been throughout our whole marriage.
Yeah, not that there aren't trials.
We've seen the fruit of that.
Not that there aren't
All the
trials
way
and
through.
tribulations. There are. But the more that we trust in him, the more that we're obedient,
Yeah.
he's faithful.